Learn how to generate your own NFT collection in preparation for Web 3. This is regarded as the next layer of the internet. We're currently in Web 2, where you can read and write, but Web 3 allows us to own without a middleman. And today I'm going to go into a lot of high-level details and share some really cool things with yourself. So if you like today's video, like, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and let's look at how to create your own NFT. Now, what's really inspired this video is my own NFT collection, and we're going to use this as the example. We've got 6 characters, 4,040 in the collection with different rarities, and these are some of the things that you're going to want to think about. But before we go to the end outcome of this, let's just look at some of the key steps that you want to consider. First of all, it's the idea, the vision, the purpose. What kind of NFT project do you want to create and why? Now, I don't like to reinvent the wheel. I just like to model what's already working. Having explored the top 40, 50, 100 projects out there, the ones with utility, the ones that are pure art, the ones that are pure photography. So there's a few different concepts that you can use in this space. So the most common are one-of-one art. So you've created one piece and you're going to sell that one piece. You have profile picture art, also known as PFP. That's what we're going to be covering today. Generative art, we can use AI to create some really cool stuff. Photography, if you're a photographer, you can sell those as NFTs. Music, tickets, or even just a combination. And one of the key factors you want to think about is the utility. Does your NFT, or do you want your NFT to have any utility? And there's a few different concepts. I'm going to share one of them with you today of what my project is doing and how you can do something similar. Then we're going to go into step 2, prepare and design your art. This can be really fun, really cool, can take a bit of time, and I'm going to show you my process, and hopefully that will help you with your process. And then last but not least, to deploy and launch, getting ready for selling your NFT to the public if you've got a community or whatever your idea is. By the way, if you want to check out my NFT project, the easiest way, we're launching on December 22nd, is download my book for free. You'll jump onto my mailing list and we'll keep you posted because it's going to be very, very exciting. So profile picture, PFP, and utility. That's going to be the main focus of my particular project and what we're going to talk about. So let's focus on step 1, because one of the things, once you know what you're doing, is to generate the art. And like, where do you start? Well, you start by taking the first step. So my first step was actually getting a sketch done. We were thinking of different concepts, different ideas. And in the end, because of my brand, because of my YouTube channel, you have an affinity with myself. I got a private community. We based the character on myself. So we had a sketch. This then morphed into a 3D version, and we were looking at different traits. We're going to talk about traits and accessories later on. But the big question was, are people going to recognize that this is you? And this was the 2D version. We're playing with some concepts. But in the end, by just starting and moving the needle forward one step at a time, this gave birth to a really great concept of my 6 characters. We're going to talk about these characters and how we've produced the art, broken it down into their individual segments, and how we can produce a variety of unique pieces of NFT that have utility. We got the mythical, mythic, we've got the legendary mentor, and I'm going to talk about the other 4 in just a second as well. So step 1, generating the art, is the second step. Vision, idea, purpose. So for me, I'm turning 40. I know, I look so young. I'm turning 40 on December 22nd. And me and my team were planning on launching the project in Q1 of next year of 2023. But actually, we decided to bring it forward to celebrate my birthday, 4 decades of life. I thought, actually, I've got so much knowledge I want to share with my community, and I want to thank you and my private Telegram community. We're doing workshops. We do so many things to take everyone to the next level. So we decided to launch a 40/40 project. Why? Because I'm turning 40. PFP collection. I did a lot of research on different types of projects. PFP is the one that really resonated with me, with incredible utility. Like, that's going to be one of the major things with Web3, what it allows us to do. I'm going to talk a bit about that today as well. And it's really for my early supporting community at a very low entry price, because it's hard to know. Like, I've got YouTube subscribers. You're one of my YouTube subscribers, right? If you're not, become one. But I don't know who was the first, who was the second, who was the 5th, who was the 10th, who was the 100th, who was the 10,000th. We don't know. But with NFTs, we can define that data. But some of the things that I want you to take into consideration when producing this project is market conditions, right? Size of the collection, the price of the minting price, we need to take the market conditions into consideration, and we're in a deep bear market. So when I was getting a lot of advice from people that have produced NFT projects, they said, "Jagir, just wait for peak market conditions," which is great advice, right? Because it will sell out faster, people are feeling more bullish, people got more disposable income, and so on and so forth. However, I thought, let me just flip the script. Why don't we do a phenomenal project and price it accordingly in terms of being in a deep bear market? Also take into consideration the size of your community. What is the size? Have you got a large community or is it very small? Because that might dictate how big your collection is going to be and when you're trialing and testing your first piece. And then utility. What is the utility? Is it just pure art? And that is utility because people get enjoyment from your art. Or is there other access? And with this particular project, the 𝗬𝗬𝗲 project is gated access. And there's going to be different tiered levels. So if you have one of the unique NFTs, you get access to more at premium. Like some of the value is £5,000 worth of value because we're charging £2,000 to £4,000 for some of our services. And this £40 NFT, if you're lucky enough to get one of them, all of a sudden you got a £4,000, £2,000, £10,000 product or NFT on your hands. So the collection size is 4040. Why 4040? Well, the most common is actually 10,000. 𝗬𝗲𝗲𝗍𝗂𝗍 was 10,000. 𝗵𝗱𝗲𝗲 was 10,255. 𝗬𝗲𝗍 was 10,000. That's pretty much the most common. It was set by 𝗜𝗚𝗃𝗍, one of the first projects, not the first project, but one of the most popular projects that was done in, I think it was 2017. But I thought, I'm turning 40. I like the size of my community, so 4,040 really resonated with me. And that the minting price is £40, right? £40, keeping it really cheap, really accessible with high utility. So now let's go into step 2. So you want to design your art, right? Prepare and design your art. And one of the things you want to put into play is your characters, right? What kind of characters you want to have. You can make it cartoonized, you can make it an object, you can make it, I had a chat with a lady who created one called Tasty Toasties. So her whole concept was around feeling warm and fuzzy around toast. So she had different variations of toast. You got 𝗬𝗲𝗲𝗍𝗂𝗲, so bored apes. You've got just cartoon characters. You got doodles. You got so many. You got crypto punks. It's basically the limitation is your imagination. Now with our brand, because the affinity is with myself, we decided to do a realistic avatar and 6 different characters of 𝗬𝗬𝗲, different modes of 𝗬𝗬𝗲 that we can bring to life. So that's the first thing, and really play with it. You saw what it looked like, just sketch it. There's no right or wrong, but just start the journey. Get some artists. If you're an artist yourself, just play with some concepts. There's a lot of tools out there that you can really kind of get the ball rolling. Then the next step is going to be the traits and the accessories. So this is where you can create 6 pieces of art or base characters into a 4,000 or 10,000 collection, because you want to have variations. And some of the things you want to consider is the background. We're going to talk about backgrounds, skin tone. In my case, it was the beard, hair, eyes, the jacket, the shirt. And then all of a sudden, by just switching it up, you can get a lot of unique art and one-of-one pieces where the art doesn't replicate itself. So each NFT is a non-fungible token, is unique art with great utility. So as an example, the jacket, we produce multiple colors. You got black, you got blue, you got blush, you got pomelo, and you got purple. Pomelo, should I say. Eyes, we were playing with so many different ideas of eyes. And the great thing with some of the software I'm going to show you is the no-code platform that we've decided to use. I think it's phenomenal because we were working on quite a tight timeline, so we needed to take control over the speed at which we could execute. But also, is much cheaper if you can learn how to do this. There's pros and cons because we were getting all types of quotes: $3,000, $10,000, $20,000, $50,000, $5,000, $2,000 to produce different parts of the project. But you can actually bootstrap it and do it yourself. And the beauty is you can trial and test in a really cheap way that's quite fast. So we were testing all types of eyes. Some looked fantastic and some looked terrible. And we played with this to give a lot of variety. So what gave birth was a whole load of variety. There's going to be 1,010 business characters, and each one is unique. Different backgrounds, different eyes, different beards, different colors, and everything else. With the Mystic, all of a sudden, the Mystic there's only 15 available of the Mystic. So there's only going to be 15 in the whole collection. But you can see everyone is different, whether it's just the eyes that are varying or it's the background, if it's the beard. Now we've got a lot of PFP art, profile picture art, which has uniqueness to it as well. With the trader, there's 444 of the trader. And again, we've got different kind of headphones, eyesets, jackets, backgrounds, beard. We kept the skin tone because with this one, we actually trialed quite a few different skin tones and we just found the blue just worked the best. Blue just worked the best. So we thought, actually, let's keep all of them blue and change some of the other features. And there's some of the things that you're going to need to do in a practical way because in your mind, you might have a particular idea and then you test it and you go, well, actually, those colors just don't work. Or I thought that would look nice, but it doesn't quite look nice. Because even though this is a utility project with massive access to value, we also wanted to produce incredible art. So it has that collectability factor, especially the people that have got an affinity to my brand. And as we get bigger as a channel, we're like 18,000 subscribers right now. But in the near future, especially in the peak bull market, we'll probably be 500,000, 1 million subscribers over the coming years. And early collectors get to keep this as our series 1. Then we've got the mentor. I like the mentor. He looks very cool. We got the fun cowboy and just the fun. So some of them are just to give access to some of my private content in terms of a lot of people want to know a bit more about me, my personality, my personal life as a influencer, so to speak. But now what you're hopefully seeing is from 6 base characters, we got 4,040 in our collection. And I'm going to show you on the no-code platform how you can tweak, play, test before committing to deploying onto the smart contract. And that will cover at another time, but I'm going to keep it quite high level today so you can get a real feel for what this looks like. So then we're going to look around utility. Like, what is the utility of the token? Is it pure art? Can you add utility? Because if you can add utility, you add value to your holders, right? And later on, you can add further utility as well. And this is where Web3 is. You can really get access and ownership to specific things. So I'm going to give you a few examples here. So the most sought after, now this is a new character we just launched, right? We were working on this. We weren't sure if we were going to get it done in time, but we got the Mystic, right? The Mystic combines all the powers, right? So it's going to have access to everything that we launch with our NFT, right? And there's only 15 of these. So that's the highest utility. The second highest utility, even though it's the third in the category, there's 444 of these. Whoever has the trader NFT, they get access to my Done For You service, where we run a money management account for a regulated and licensed broker, and we charge between £2,000 and £4,000 a year. And people who own this are going to get lifetime access. We normally charge a 20% performance fee. These guys, holders of this NFT, are going to get 0% performance fee. So it's a very valuable NFT. And my private community right now, this is the one that I believe most are going after, right? They're like, oh, hopefully I get one of these. So there's 444 of these. So how it works is in our back office, when you log in via Web 2, normal traditional Web 2, email, password, log in, there's different parts to the website where to grant access or to gain access, you have to have an NFT in your wallet. So you literally click on access now. Let's just use the fun one as an example. What will pop up is a prompt to connect your wallet. So MetaMask is the most popular wallet. We're also going to partner with another company to make it very friendly for Web 2 users. So if you're not used to crypto, you want to ideally make it as easy as possible for your Web 2 clients to utilize the utility of your token. Connect your wallet. And again, MetaMask is the most common and most popular. Once you connect your wallet, it will grant access, like literally gated content. So it opens the gate and then you can see what's behind the gate. So for the fun NFT, and all the NFTs are going to have access to this zone, one of the things I'm going to share is my dancing, right? I used to be a dancer back in the day when I was 18. I did a lot of break dancing. So I did a lot of shows. I was a math teacher as well. So I did a lot of guest performances. I did some videos. I was also featured in a video that went to #1 in the British Asian charts. That's me in the yellow tracksuit. It's very, very cool content. Very fun, very engaging, very light-hearted. And it's behind the scenes kind of content just to get to know me better. But that's one of the utilities. And it's for the common and uncommon NFTs. But everyone gets access to that. But then with the other NFTs, with the legendary, the mystical, and the rare and the epic, you'll get more access to my business content. We're creating a lot of business content, which we're going to be launching next year. We've got coaching, personal development. That's going to be another section. And then there's obviously the Done For You service and also workshops. There'll be certain workshops to grant access, and it's via Zoom. And to access the Zoom, you'll need to connect your wallet. If you've got the NFT, you get access. If you don't have the NFT, it will push you to go get access. So what we're going to cover next is a no-code platform. I'm not a coder. I've never been a coder. but I can learn fast, right? And I love no code or low code platforms because it allows us to do things on the creative side without having to worry too much about the technical side. And you can do it very, very cheap, very, very cheap. So if you don't need to outsource it, but for me, the real beauty is the speed, right? The speed at which you can do it, because you can work at your pace, whether you work at a slow pace, fast pace, whatever that means. Having the platform means you can tweak, play, learn, test, because you might produce a piece of art, and if you're outsourcing it and it doesn't look right, then you have to redesign it and then send it to the person to give you feedback again. And that can really stack up in terms of the number of hours required to make changes. Whereas if you can do it yourself, all of a sudden you can really test it before you either outsource it or you can just do it all in-house as well. The other thing I wanted to just to mention is the NFT. My particular project goes live on the 22nd of December. If you want to get early access, we're going to have early access, prepay access, and we're also going to have they used to call it a whitelist, so I think it's called an access list now. If you download my book for free, you'll be added to my mailing list and you'll get a notification. £40 minting price. But now what we're going to do is we're going to go into this last section. There was one other thing I wanted to cover. It skipped my mind. It was the legendary NFT. The legendary NFT, the guy with the big beard, right? Those guys get one-to-ones with me, certain number of one-to-ones, which we're going to be telling you more about, and you can utilize my time as you see fit. One of the most common demands of my time, especially in peak market conditions, is what should I do? And obviously, you probably know me most for technical analysis, reading the markets, and you can pick my brain as you see fit, or you can use it for business, or you can use it how you see fit. It's your hour if you have that particular NFT. All right, now let's just jump into the no-code platform. So I'm just going to pull it up over here. So I've just got it here on the right-hand side. So there's quite a few of these available. But one of my favorites was NFT-generator.art. So no-code collection generator. And it's going to allow us to do some very, very cool things. So what you saw in my art, I've used this platform to do the PFP project. So I'm just going to go into the application itself. And again, at first, in life, everything is difficult before it's easy. That's just the nature of life. So it looks like there's a lot going on, but I'm going to simplify this for you. So you know that I've got 6 characters, right? 6 characters. So the way I've created it is, I will zoom in a second, but here there's 15 characters, which is the mystic level. There's 40 characters, which is the legendary level. There's 444, which is the epic. There's 1010, which is the rare, which is the business character. And then you've got the uncommon and the common. What the software effectively allows you to do is to create and prepare your art, upload it, and then it will generate the art for you. And I'm going to show you a couple of things. What I'm going to show you, let me show you the end and we'll pop back in a second, just to more inspire you on what's possible. Because sometimes it can be quite daunting to create your own project, your own token, because there's a lot of new jargon and a lot of new information. If you spend a bit of time on this, actually get a grip of what's happening. So let me just show you a preview of the collection that we're creating. Right, so I've done all the work. It took me a few days. It might take you a few weeks because I've been burning the candle on both ends. Sometimes is how I like to work. And what you're seeing generated is a collection of 4,040. And what we can do is look at what the art looks like before we deploy it onto the smart contract. In other words, before committing to finalizing the art. Because once you finalize it and deploy it on a smart contract, you can't reverse that process. That's one of the beauties of the blockchain. But what you can do with this particular platform is scroll through and just look at what does your art look like. And this is how we discovered that some of the traits, some of the eyes or some of the beards, because before we used to have the beard and the hair, allow it to be different colors. And we just found it just looked weird. It didn't really look that nice. So then in the end, we tweaked it so the hair and the beard always stays the same. And again, we can just look through and just have a good glance. But what's also very cool is that the platform takes care of something called metadata. You go, what is metadata? Well, that was what I was asking around a week ago. What is metadata? Exactly what's the importance of it? Why do I need to do it? How important is it actually? So the best way to explain it is if I show you a project. If I go onto OpenSea and go onto one of the most popular projects out there in terms of crypto and NFTs is the Bored Ape Yacht Club. Very popular, 10,000 collection. Some of them are selling for tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, and I think the peak price of one of them selling was 3.4 million. And it's an access token with utility and great art, right? So it's apes, different arts and different traits, as you can see. And what we're going to do is we're just going to click on a random one. Let's go with this guy with the big smile. All right, we're going to click on him. Right, and what OpenSea does is now going to go into the specific details of this specific piece of art. It tells us it's number 8,217. So the no-code platform generates this as well. But as we scroll down, we get a bit more information about the project, right? The price, current price, the listing price. But what I'm interested in to show you is we got the description. Again, it's just quite basic. They kept it quite basic. But more importantly, it's the properties, right? You see here where it says properties? And here, if I just pull up the laser so we can see it clearly, it says the background is aquamarine. So that's referred to as metadata. It tells us that 13% have this trait. So it tells us the rarity of this particular trait. What are the clothes? It's the 𝗏𝗲𝗏. Don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but 2% have that trait. Eyes, scumbag, scumbag eyes. Fur is a tan color. Hat, fisherman's hat. Mouth, he's got a grin. So this is the metadata that allows buyers and holders to see what is the project, what's the rarity and exclusivity of this particular NFT. Then there's some details on the blockchain. There's a bit of a story on what it does. And obviously on their website, you can see a bit more. So why is this important? Well, if I just click on, let's just click on this legendary mentor NFT. If I click on it, what we see here on the right-hand side is what the metadata would look like. And I've been playing around a lot with this, spending hours and hours and hours on this to make sure it's labeled correctly, and it allows the holder of the NFT to see how rare it is, what it does. Now, I've decided to really put the detail of what it does on my website. So that's going to be r15finance.com. But really here, what it tells us is the background is purple. So we can see that. We can see that the character is the mentor character. Rarity, I've added that in now. So it tells us it's a legendary NFT and there's only 40 of these available. So there's only 1% of the total supply has this rarity. So it's very, very rare. It's mustard skin tone. The beard is lavender. The hood, which is referring to this, is peppermint. And the eye, we deliberately said eye rather than eyes because this one's only got one eye showing. It's just the eye, right? It's just the eye. We've got the one color. So I might actually edit that actually because this particular trait, I kept the eye the same for all of the characters. So let's just look at a few of the others. If I just scroll down a bit more, let's see if we can find the Mystic. There's only 15 of the Mystic. So one of the other ways you can use this platform is if we look over here, let me just draw it on the board where it says character. Well, the way I've created the metadata and the nodes, the boxes that you saw, is we can now look at just the business characters, the fun cowboy, the mentor, the mystic, the trader. So rather than just scrolling through, what we'll do is we'll literally just click on the mystic and it will pull up the 15 mystic variations. What it allows me to do is just look at it and go, one, does it look okay? You know, because we had some of the eyes and some of them didn't work that well. I had some of the backgrounds because these are the most exclusive NFTs in this collection. They're at the mystical level. So it's the mystical mystic, right? There's the mythical mystic. It's mythical mystic, right? I have to get used to saying that. So we made the backgrounds a bit more rare, the ones that really stood out. So if I just click on, let's just click on the top left. And what we'll see on the metadata, it's basically the description. As you see with the Bored Ape Yacht Club's description or the properties, the layers, that's the layer, and then the trait. And that's what we're seeing over here. We're seeing that the background is the Northern Lights. I actually saw the Northern Lights for real in Iceland around in 2015. The character is the mystic. The rarity is mythical. Mythical is the highest, is higher than legendary because there's only 15 of these. 15 represents 0.37% of the total collection. So it's really rare. It's like incredibly rare. It's mythical. A skin tone is the original, as in there was a few skin tones I was playing with, but in the end, actually, we like this one the best. So we thought we'll keep all of them as this. The beard is cherry, beard and hair. The eyes are blue, see blue eyes, and the suit is purple. So if we just click on the green, and you can see now it's got green over here. So that's important metadata. So you want to spend some time learning that process as well. So let's just quickly look through some of the other characters as well. Let's just go through the business. Yeah, we was playing a lot with the business. This character we really brought to life by really playing with the eyes. The eyes made a big difference. We got the ghostly, the business. We got the money hungry business. We got the raging business. We got the, we're basically just making it look very cool and very unique. We wanted to make sure that the art was fantastic, or as fantastic as we can make it with the time frame that we're working on. This one we had cat eyes, but in the end we made the cat eyes dollar cat eyes, right? So you can see that as well. So, and again, the traits are all here. So we just look at now the fun. Again, this is an uncommon NFT. So you'll see that the rarity over here is, where is it over here? Uncommon. And then the fun cowboy is common. In other words, there's the highest supply of this particular NFT. And it gives you access to the fun zone. So the utility is there as well. So hopefully you're getting a picture of what I'm showing you. And again, the metadata is all here on the left. So you can see it's very, very detailed. But again, you can decide on how detailed you want to go. And with the platform, you can play with a lot of different factors. You can click on this and see what you've got uploaded. We can click on, the hair. Let's click on the hair in the beard for the business, or just the hair. You can see the different colors, and then you can just test them out. You can label them. This becomes part of the metadata. So NFT art generator has actually made it relatively easy in the grand scheme of things to create your own NFT collection. So there you have it. There you have it. So check it out. Check out my collection as well. If you want to get onto the early access list, just download my book for free. Let me know, what was your best character? Is it the mystic? Is it the mentor? Is it the trader, the business guy? Is it the fun cowboy, or just the fun? Which is your favorite out of the 6? Let's finish on a quote today. I'm very excited about it. I've been burning the candle on both ends. Waking up at 2, going to sleep at 10, really aiming to hit this deadline for launching on the 22nd of December. We've done all the hard work. So now we're really ready to get this out to our private community. And they're going to get early access, right? They'll get onto the early access list. So let's finish on, let's go for chapter 3, actually. No, let's go for chapter 8. Let's go for chapter 8. Henry Ford. Because we've got to remember, this is Web 3. If you are learning about Web 3, it's like you're back in 1995 to 1999 on the internet, where most people didn't know what it was. And by just knowing and launching and being involved in that space, well, 2-3 decades later, you'll be in a whole different just place in life because you were early with the technology. Now we have that opportunity, once in a lifetime opportunity, because some are saying this is the biggest technological shift in all of human history, because we are going to be able to own assets, things that hold value without a middleman. We're going to be able to launch tokens in an effortless way to add a utility to your communities, to your companies, to your projects, whatever you want. And really, it's about being creative and utilizing this. So this quote, I really like this quote in relevance to today. Henry Ford said, "It has been my observation that most people get ahead during the time that others waste." So just learning about blockchain, Web3, NFTs, cryptocurrency, you're already ahead of the curve. The market is really down right now, really down, but that does not represent the technology. We're in a bear market, but we're also in a build market. When the market prices are down, the real builders, the real technologists, the real creators, they get to work. And that's what I'm doing here. We're getting to work building for 2023, 2024, 2025. So when we hit the next bull market, guess what? We are going to be rewarded for our efforts, and you will be the same. You'll get rewarded for your efforts, but sometimes you have to really predict the future. And if crypto is the future, blockchain is the future, Web3 is the future, then we want to be jumping on board. So check out my collection, support the cause. It's going to be fantastic. 4,040 in the collection, 6 characters, £40 minting price. I can't believe how low we're going. We were playing with all types of prices, but 40, we said, let's just go very low price. Let's just give something fantastic to our early supporters. So when we hit the bull market, everyone's going to be a very, very happy bunny. All right, like, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and I'll see you very soon.